Hi, this is Dariana Cruz from DariDesignStudio.com. We are graphic designers and we also teach Photoshop web classes. You can sign up in our website DariDesignStudio.com and we teach beginners, advanced. We also teach one-on-one classes, so if you have specific questions, you can hire us through the internet. You can be in any part of the world and have us help you for an hour or more. I'm going to teach you a small tutorial today about how to add text to your photo. This could be nice for an invitation, a postcard, a post on your blog, or to add a photo to Facebook. Anything now with photo sharing, it's nice to add text to your photos. So I'm going to get started by showing you the outcome that we want to achieve, which is this right here. And I have my original photo on the left, and that original photo, make sure you have more copies of the original photo in case you start working and you mess up the photo, you still have the original to go back to. In this case, if you see my original photo, and in any case when you opened a flattened image, whether it's a JPEG or a TIFF, you will see a layer named background, and that layer is locked. To unlock it, I'm going to double click on it and I'm gonna name it base. Now we have a base layer without a lock. And I'm gonna start right away adding the text by clicking left here on the toolbox on the tool T for text. And I'm gonna click on the photo in this whichever area I want to add the text to. So I'm gonna type "come in." To OK that, I just press Command Enter. You can just go back to your V tool also. I'm going to also press Command T to transform that into a larger text and press Enter. Now, there's many ways to do the same thing in Photoshop. You can also go to Character and type here the size of the font you want. That's also another way of enlarging it. And also you could change the color. So I'm going to change that color here by clicking on the color to black. So I'm just going to move it down here to black and press OK. Now I'm going to keep typing. An easy way to keep typing so that I don't have to enlarge it the same size again is to duplicate that layer. And I can do that by clicking on it and then at the same time pressing Option Shift. And if you see that the two arrows come up when I press Option, and the Shift is just to make sure it's aligned with the first one. Okay, so using the T again to type in. So coming in to my new. Press Command Enter to OK that, and then V for the vector tool. And I'm going to do that again, but now I'm going to duplicate it in your layer palette, which you also can do that. So press Option, and then when you press Option and you drag it, the double arrow appears, and then you have an extra layer that says Copy. And so now that I know that layer is there, I'm going to drag it pressing Shift so it's aligned to all my text. There you go. And using the T, in order to use the text, I'm going to type in their house. Press Command Enter to OK that. And that font I am going to change. So making sure I'm standing on the house layer. Oops, sorry. I'm going to go to the character palette and I'm going to change that font for Ephesus. I'm going to change the color, and now I'm going to use, if you move outside of this box, a dropper comes up, and that means you can select another color in your photo to make sure it matches. So I'm going to use that color, make it a little bit darker, and press OK. Again, I'm going to press Command T to make sure that word is a little bit larger because it's the main word in our picture. Maybe not that large. So tweak until you find what you want. Nice. I'm gonna make the whole thing. So you can select by pressing Shift all the layers you want to transform and then Command T. So make it a little bit smaller. There you go. Good. Maybe a tiny bit more. Yes. So standing on my base, I am going to create a new layer. You can do that by going up here in the menu, on the layer menu, and then select new layer. I'm going to name that layer white. Press enter. So standing on that new layer, I'm going to go down here to my foreground color and make sure that foreground color is a white similar to the background behind my letters. I'm going to press OK, and now I'm going to use my brush, which I'm going to select up here. I need a smooth brush and something larger, something like maybe 96. Yeah, that should work. And behind the letters, I'm just going to add white, just like that, so that it gets a clean background and you can read it well. It also will give a little bit of luminosity behind the words. Now that I have painted that, on that same layer, I want to make that layer be screen. So up here, you see where that drop-down menu is. You press screen. And then the opacity leveler, you're going to screen it back. Nice. Good. So now let's work on the arrow. I'm going to teach you a new way, or a faster way, to create a new layer. So you type Command Shift N instead of going to that little menu. And I'm going to call this layer arrow. Press OK. For my arrow, I'm going to use my brush again, but now I need a definitely smaller brush for sure, maybe something like 2 or 3, and then a sharper one as well. So I created my brush. The color I'm going to be using, I selected here, so click there, and then use my dropper because I want to use the same color I have for the word house. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Looks good. Press OK. And then because this is a new layer, you can try as many times as you want to do a little arrow. That looks good. Let's try it again anyways. So to undo what you did, always Command Z, or you can go up to here to edit and undo. And let's do the tip. I'm going to erase this. Yeah, that looks good. Also, using your Command T transform tool, you can either make it larger or smaller, but you can also rotate it. So if you feel like you need to rotate it more. Also, you can use your eraser by erasing a little bit on the top. If you need to go back in history more than once, you can use your history palette right here, and so you can go back in history as much as you want. Okay, well done. So now what we need to do is always preserve a file in layers, meaning always save it with layers in case you need to go back and change that in the future. But make a copy with a flatten layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in my history palette, there's a little button here that will create the same file you have identically as you have it and just creates a new document in the current state. So I'm going to press there. Here's my current document. And I'm going to flatten this file. So go to layers and then go flatten image. So now that makes it just one, back to what we have, a background layer with a lock. But this layer now has all the text we made. and you can save it. Make sure it's saved in the resolution you want, so you can just go back to File and save that new file you have. And so always make sure you have one file that's a JPEG flatten and another one equivalent to that one with the layers. Okay, it's saved now. So perfect, we have achieved what we wanted. This was our project for today. I hope you learned a lot. And again, this is DariaDesignStudio.com. Thank you.